a pretty lady, and I'm a fat, ugly man. I mean, think about it, guys. They're blocking her. The only people getting it are the ones that are actually typing it. And I'm watching her stream. I'm not gonna vote for her likely, but she won't even be running anymore by the time they get around.
Exactly.
By the time they get around.
She's the only person that the DNC would like to be president less than Bernie Sanders. They would rather Trump win than Sanders win. That's the DNC for you. They will take Trump over Sanders any day, but they would even rather have Sanders than Tulsi.
I bet you that Tulsi just needs to stay in there, and in 2024, she may run independent, or she might run as a Republican. Because
I don't care what she runs as, I would vote for her.
Yeah. Also keep in mind that YouTube is doing the same thing over here.
I haven't heard enough of her politics yet, and that people are saying, well, she's what is it, the CFR or the
oh yeah.
But
so she's likely got the CIA connects too. Yeah. But I mean, it's that's the nature of the beast, I guess, really.
So yeah, I was going to mention that YouTube obviously had the same thing going and still does. It's probably even worse. And I keep harping on YouTube about the people with guns, but we experienced the same thing. We put together with
okay. Let me speak up. The Web Gypsy, and I want people to know this. Web Gypsy reported properly, and her link was deleted. The one that she was reported. That we always do that. If it's something that's supposed to be deleted, it gets deleted. And it happened live stream, and I didn't do it. There are people that do that. Our system works. We're abused. And Google is the less of the.
Well, I mean, what was ridiculous.
There are more evil companies out there on the internet.
Congress didn't want to know. They didn't want to understand. They didn't want to hear that the system in place is certainly way more efficient than anything that Google has, that Twitter has, and it's not politically biased. It has a set of rules, which is don't break the law, don't break U.S. law.
Right.
And those laws are simple. They're very clear regarding copyright infringements, regarding threats, credible threats to others,
actionable threats. Yeah.
People, real physical threats, and anything to do with child pornography. My God, that's the last place that you're going to want to post that stuff, because law enforcement is on that site, and great. So that's one of the things that everybody was scratching their head when they shut down 8chan, was that, I mean, what are you doing? You're first of all, you're stopping open investigations that are occurring, because there are, it is a place where, I mean, you've got millions of people, and there are some people out there that are mentally disturbed, that are suicidal, that may want to cause harm. And whether your channel has more than other people, I doubt it. I think that they're spread across the board. There's just as many on Facebook or Twitter, and yet Twitter and Facebook have taken it into a political realm, and they're able to live stream a lot of this stuff, and they get no. And this stuff is remained on, and their system isn't working. Their system is broken because they're trying to control the internet, the entire internet, not just the content of their site. So, and I don't think that they wanted to hear that. And I think that that's probably why you didn't get called back in front of Congress, but hopefully soon, with the right invitation, you get a chance to.
I ain't going back unless they pay. They need to pay my way. Sorry. Take me to manacles, but take me for free. I ain't going back unless they pay.
Yeah. No, it's true. And you get the right invitation, which means it's a proper invitation, not a subpoena via Twitter, which the legal community was laughing about that. I called back on that.
Exactly, yeah.
You can believe that. You're the first person in history, as far as any attorney, and I've talked to a lot of them, that ever got a congressional subpoena via Twitter. Okay, I mean,
I'm the first person in my family that ever got a congressional subpoena too.
yeah. Well, but the legal community was. I mean, this is, and you're talking about a lot of people that got to where they are. The politicians, a lot of those people are attorneys, and yet they're doing this because they think, well, we'll just get away with it. We can threaten this guy and intimidate him and make you spend tons of money and the punishment. And the real fact of the matter is that you have a system in place that's more efficient, better minded for it's the correct system.
Can you imagine?
It makes sense. It's logical.
You know, we run our company on a budget, and we're still able to serve millions of impressions to many people out there. If we had the kind of investment that these people are investing in these left-wing wacko organizations, can you imagine how well our system would run?
Wow.
You know,
it would be.
I mean, we do for a penny what they do for $1.
Right.
At least 100, if not 1,000 times cheaper than they run their shows.
It kind of reminds me of you remember when Vice was going out of business? So then Disney is like, here we go, we'll give you $350 million. And then they blew through that in 3 months. And then Soros is like, don't worry, guys, I'll give you $500 million now. And then like 4 months later, that money's gone to. How do you even spend $1 billion on a news organization that nobody even really cares about? That 80% of the people who are reading or sharing it are only doing so to be like, look at these idiots.
They are pretty hire enough people to fly to the Philippines and break into Jim's house. That's what you do.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I love the fact that when that chick did that little that 30-minute documentary, you notice she never mentioned anything about her Philippines trip involving Jim. She talked to that guy who I'm not gonna dignify him by mentioning his name, but does this little interview here in the Philippines and totally doesn't mention how she locked down her Twitter for a month. Nobody heard a word from her or that producer. And then they never mentioned it again. Never, ever mentioned it again. I do love the fact that was around the time, a couple months later, HBO dropped them, canned them. Just, sorry.
Later, a week after they broke into
and the quote from one of the money men at HBO was, we just aren't in a position where we can trust them any longer. Really? What would make you not trust people who go into foreign countries and break into people's homes in order to do their gotcha journalism? Why would you not trust that? I mean, they've only wasted $1 billion. Maybe it's the next billion that'll work. Yeah, that's it. Just one more billion. Come on.
Crazy stuff, friends. Crazy stuff. But YouTube as well, when we did Malika happen with that, I mean, it's the most current interview up to that point, and you go and you search for Malik Obama, and no. You're going to be on the third, the fourth, the fifth page It was a great
interview too.
Yeah, I mean, by the way, we were really happy. I mean, it was natural. It was fun.
I think one of my favorite parts is when, what was it? We were asking him if he thought, because there's all the rumors, Barack Obama is secretly a Muslim. We asked him that, and he's like, basically laughed it off, saying, no, if he was a Muslim, he wouldn't be so whipped by his wife. How she's actually, just like with Hillary Clinton, she's the Lady Macbeth back behind the scenes, actually running the show. Yeah.
Yeah, some incredible insights on that. But unfortunately, play it. A lot of people are concerned. I'm sure he's going to be back in the news in 2020. He's going to when there's political things that are going on, he chimes up. When U.S. politics heat up, he chimes up, and so we can expect to hear more from him. Really fun guy. Got his own perspective, and
that's Malik.
He speaks very, very frank. Yeah, Malik Obama. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to actually talk to him this time. He got deep fake.
He should.
Yeah.
I never ever talked to Malik Obama, and yet he thinks he's talked to me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, on the bright side, the guy that was responsible for that is in jail right now. So, there is some justice in the world.
Oh, awesome. And also, I wanna bring up something you just mentioned there, Phil. You single guys don't get it. I've been married for 20 years now, and marriage is a partnership. And whereas I don't agree with the Obama's politics, the fact that it's a husband and wife team, that's important.
Right? Yeah. What did they say? If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
Yeah, but to stay married for a long time, it has to be a partnership. Unless you're a stone cold, like I saw the Imam video on YouTube, of course. It wasn't deleted. It was like obviously hate, with the Imam spitting on the woman and slapping her face and stuff, and saying this is how you can treat your women, and said, oh no, that's awful. But a real good relationship, trusting between husband and wife, that's important. And looks like the Obamas got that. But they are the stone cold evil politically. But maybe their kids won't be. Who knows? Just never know. Their kids are probably all grown up now. It's been a while. Kids grow up so fast.
Oh yeah. They're I think probably in their, I guess maybe around the early 20s or so. I remember a year or two ago there was some big to do when I can't remember if it was Sasha or Malia or Malia, whatever. And she showed up at one of those festivals. I don't know if it was South by Southwest or whatever. She was apparently smoking a joint and did a little bit of ecstasy. I mean, I'm not a fan of the Obamas, but I'm also really glad I'm not their kid. That would suck.
I'll tell you what, it would suck to be their kid because everybody.
You need a little ecstasy at a concert without people spying on you because you're a famous person.
Well, I've never done ecstasy at all, so I wouldn't know. But the thing about it is, it's tough to be a president's child. I remember Chelsea Clinton was so cute and lovable when the Clintons were in office, but now she's like with the Daily Beast, and it's like, gee,
Yep.
It's like she had like extra teeth installed or something. What's up with that? How do you get a smile like that without being an English?
Chelsea is.
That's like a British smile. It's like, wow.
Well, it's like the jobs that she's taken are just ridiculous. She gets paid,
a lot of teeth.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Well, what is it they say about how, like, if you're a good person on the inside, it will radiate out.
Maybe
and then
well, you need those extra teeth for like
I hope
grinding up the meat when you rip it off the bone.
She's talking about running in New York, and I don't think
in New York. That'd be great.
Yeah, we didn't see her. I mean, I didn't.
Didn't we have a revolution 250 years ago to get rid of political dynasties? Well, it's so and so's kid, so I guess they're our boss now.
But
I could have sworn
New York is like ready to accept that.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
okay.
One thing you should be prepared for is a Trump dynasty. I mean, you take a look at Trump's family; they're very much in the fold right now, and I wouldn't be surprised that 2024 you're going to see somebody pop up from the Trump family in politics. Definitely.
I don't know who. I don't know if you guys are going to like to say this, but if Ivanka runs,
they're friendly,
Kushner will be the Lady Macbeth to Ivanka's. Yeah, I'm telling you.
His kids are friendly, likable, and beautiful.
I don't like that Kushner
They
guy.
may never be president, but they
but I don't like that Kushner guy. No, not one bit. I prefer Trump to Kushner, and I'm no fan of Trump.
They make America look good.
Yeah, I mean, they're very well behaved. They're polite. They're certainly very well educated, and I think that they probably share their father's same belief in regarding their pride and patriotism regarding the United States of America. And I can't imagine being Donald Trump's son or daughter and not having that instilled completely. So, and
have that gnawing, beastly
criminal record. Really, there aren't like Bill Clinton's brother who had to go in hiding in Belize, which is crazy. I mean, you don't have,
Belize is
It's like Jimmy Carter saying, "Oh my gosh, I've got the most embarrassing president's brother in all of history." Then Roger Clinton comes along, hold my bag of Coke.
Well,
you guys have seen that video, right? The undercover cop and Billy Beer, right? But do you guys see the undercover video where Roger Clinton is buying cocaine and he's buying like an ounce and he's like, yeah, my brother, he's got a nose like a vacuum cleaner. Okay.
That's like 2 8-balls, right?
Oh, dude, yeah. Like that's another thing, because like the amount he was talking about that Bill Clinton was doing in a day at that time, it's like, how is this guy even still alive? How is his heart like? How many baboon hearts?
And he had bypass surgery. I think his veins blew up or something.
Maybe it's something in the adrenochrome. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, that's enough cocaine to kill a horse.
Yeah.
And the other day I had mentioned that my Mustang has like real horse leather seats, but I was joking. That's not true.
I did see that. Yeah.
So
was the
I'm
Star
sorry
Trek
she said that. And God bless her.
What we need to do, Jim, we need to get you some Panda seat covers.
I would proudly display them. I would dye them red.
That would look awesome.
Yeah. Dye them red and wear Panda seat covers on my, as long as it's like real fur. I want real Panda fur.
Yeah, and one of those steering wheel covers with the Panda fur too. Got to get that.
For sure.
And do the dash as well.
But I've got family that grew up in the Horse Heaven Hills of Washington State, and We're not like horse killers. Don't worry. I was just joking a little bit. Why are they calling it a Mustang? They call it a Mustang because, it's got to have some kind of horse in it. Got a picture.
Hey, to be fair, I'm sure you're a lot safer around horses than congressional candidate Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks. I won't go into the disgusting details, but there's videos on YouTube where they've clipped together some of the things he said over the years, and way too many times has he basically said. At one point he was like, I think bestiality it should be a crime like jaywalking. I mean, like, as long as you're the one pleasuring the horse. He literally said that. I had a big breakfast, so I'm going to leave it at that. Yeah, the guy from the Young Turks. The left-wing progressive show.
What is his district? Which congressional?
He's in California. I cannot remember which district. He's oh crap. There's a really great documentary that cuts together some of like the worst things he's said over the past 10, 15 years. But yeah, I'll share the link with y'all. Yeah.
That's some extra.
I want to see that.
It's really entertaining. Like, I love to see their election meltdowns too. There was the 2016 Young Turks election meltdown, and then the midterm election meltdown, and the guy that did the documentary recently did a supercut of the Iowa caucus meltdown, and it's lovely. I can't stand watching the Young Turks. I would never watch the Young Turks, but when this one guy, Dame Pesos on YouTube, whenever he puts together one of his supercuts of the Young Turks, I'll sit and watch that for hours.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. I want to see that too.
Oh yeah.
I don't watch the Young Turks at all because they're disgusting. And I'm not easily disgusted, but that
Kasparian is an Armenian. She's been blasted by other Armenians for working with an Armenian genocide denying guy who started a news show that's named after the party that killed millions of Armenians. They crucified women and girls. They crucified them. Literally, I don't mean like, that's used as a metaphor. No, I mean they put their arms on stakes and they nailed nails through their hands and wrists and feet. No, that's like imagine if somebody had a radio show or a talk show and they decided to call it the Hitler Youth. That would not fly, would it? Apparently,
those guys really know how to jerk my chain. They know how to.
The other genocides were okay. So, because the Young Turks were genocidal, marauding maniacs, and I just don't see how, especially how an Armenian could be on a show called the Young Turks working for a genocide denier.
Weren't they Ottomans then?
They were actually Dernmay, the Dernmay. They were Sabbatean Jews. Yeah. The Britannica refers to them as crypto Jews because they converted to Islam, called themselves the Young Turks, but they were initially they were ethnically Jewish, and they kept some of their. Like I once had responded to somebody's like, no, there's no such thing as crypto Jews. No, I mean, like Britannica and Wikipedia tell you that the Dernmay, the Dernmay Jews, I don't know how, I'm probably mangling the pronunciation there, D-O with an umlaut, N-M-E-H. But yeah, that's one case where definitely it was a group of, and the Sabbateans, they are not Orthodox. They were into some weird, freaky stuff like the Zabbatai Zevi or whatever his name was. He wanted to hasten the apocalypse. Yeah, Zevi. I'm probably mispronouncing his name, but yeah, Sabbataianism. ZZ. Yeah. Zevi or ZV or whatever, yeah.
ZZ, like LaGrange. They have beards too,
So we're about 2 minutes out from the end of the show. Any final thoughts before? Yeah, absolutely. Go to freedomslopes.com and a little thanks again for listening to Behind the Story. Bye.
See you guys next week.
Perfect. And